Hi, I'm Sean Bull. For the past 2 years, I have made dozens of videos for the video arm of my school's newspaper. Many of those have gone on to win awards at regional and national newspaper journalism conventions. I'm very proud of what I've done over the years, and I'm even more proud of how I've done it. You see, I've accomplished all of this not using fancy equipment. Yes, my school has some fancy cameras that I'm not allowed to use yet. What I've done it with instead has mostly been this, Nikon's cheapest DSLR. If you measure purely by volume, by far my biggest influence over the years has to have been YouTube. I have watched so much video on that single site, it would astound anybody who hasn't grown up with it. Now, there's a lot of things I've gained from my time watching YouTube, but one of, I think, the most influential things is a mantra that a lot of my favorite creators like to repeat. Something to the effect of, oh, it doesn't matter what gear you have, just take whatever camera you have and start shooting. The videos will improve as you go. They say this, and then they do studio tours and reveal that the camera they're shooting on costs more than my first house probably will. Some YouTubers may preach that it doesn't matter what camera you have and then really not adhere to that at all, but I like to take that assertion on its face value. That's why this camera has been perfect for me. This camera, the Nikon D3400, isn't even actually mine. Technically, this belongs to my little sister. She received it as a Christmas present one year because she wanted to learn photography. She'd been dreaming about it for years, and so my parents finally decided to enable that dream. Turns out as soon as she got it, she found it too complicated and went back to using her phone. She didn't really have the time to dedicate to learning to it. That's fine. It passed into my hands instead. As it turns out, this camera has been perfect for so many situations. All I really need is a camera that shoots 1080p video, has a couple of lenses to choose from, and has some pro options to make things a little easier in the edit. This thing has full manual controls and even has some picture profiles that I can use to color grade just a little bit. That has been hugely helpful in some of my favorite videos. Like this one, for instance, where I interviewed a Buddhist monk. Every single one of these B-roll shots came from the Nikon D3400, a camera that almost no professional would consider for video. Honestly, I think they look great. What I lacked in professional video equipment that day, I made up for with just getting every angle I possibly could. I got up close, I went way up into the balcony and shot down with the telephoto. I zoomed in so you could see individual little grains of sand. I made the most of my opportunity, and I think that's what made the video. Not the camera I was shooting on necessarily, but what I was able to do with it. I'm proud of the work I've done with this camera, and I look forward to whatever challenge presents itself next.